The Pentagon can look like the kind of building that was always supposed to exist. Too large to ignore, too exact to seem accidental, too central to feel temporary. But that is the illusion. The Pentagon began as a rushed answer to wartime administrative overload. It was built to gather the War Department into one place, and what followed was the opposite of temporary. The building became not just an office complex, but the physical shorthand for American military power itself. Its origin belongs to a moment of institutional expansion. Before the Pentagon, War Department offices were scattered. As defense bureaucracy grew, Army leadership pushed for a single headquarters. That urgency matters, because the Pentagon was not created as a monument. It was created as a solution. The form came from site constraints, but the pentagonal concept remained. 5 sides, 5 rings, immense internal circulation, a geometry that became iconic almost by accident. Construction began on September 11, 1941. The building was completed in January 1943. It rose fast because wartime pressure demanded it. At the time, many officials assumed the need might be temporary. Instead, the opposite happened. The Pentagon survived the end of the emergency that created it because the system it housed did not shrink back. It expanded. That is the first major turn. A building created for overflow became the center. As the U.S. military establishment grew, the Pentagon stopped meaning only the building in Arlington. It became a metonym, a way of naming the defense bureaucracy itself. Its survival was no longer just architectural, it was institutional and symbolic. That centrality helps explain why renovation mattered so much later. The Pentagon renovation program was a vast modernization effort. Systems, structure, technology, security, all upgraded while the building stayed in use. That matters, because it shows the Pentagon surviving not only through symbolism, but through continuous technical adaptation. The building had become too important to replace and too central to leave untouched. Then came the break that defines the building's modern memory. On September 11, 2001, American Airlines Flight 77 struck the Pentagon's west side. The attack killed people on the aircraft and inside the building. It hit between a recently renovated wedge and an unrenovated one. Official accounts note that force protection improvements in the renovated section helped performance under the assault. This is the decisive survival pressure in the Pentagon's dossier. Because the building was not simply damaged, it was challenged at the level of meaning. The response made that logic visible. Through the Phoenix Project, workers rebuilt more than 400,000 square feet of damaged facilities in less than a year. The goal was not only repair, it was reoccupation, a statement that the building and the institution would continue functioning. At the same time, the Pentagon also became a memorial landscape. So what did it have to survive to become what it is now? The end of the emergency that created it, institutional growth beyond its first logic, technical aging, and direct attack without surrendering function. Today, the Pentagon can look immovable, but that is not the lesson. The lesson is institutional survival through repair. That is the real dossier of the Pentagon. A building born from emergency that became too central to be allowed to fail.
Subscribe for the next dossier.